Civilization is built upon a foundation of beautiful, comforting lies. In the Imperium of Man, or the craft worlds of the Eldari, we are taught that diplomacy, bureaucracy, and etiquette are the ultimate hallmarks of an advanced species. We cover our primal, violent instincts with silk robes, complex political treaties, and polite, empty smiles. We believe that hiding our true intentions makes us superior to the beasts. We call it tact. We call it politics. But in the nightmare of the 41st millennium, civilization is merely a mask for cowardice. Behind the heavily guarded closed doors of terror, the so-called civilized leaders do not fight their own battles. They murder each other with invisible poisons, forge documents, economic sanctions, and whispered rumors in the dark. They smile at their rivals in the morning and order their assassinations by nightfall. Today, we are going to look past the illusion of diplomacy. We are going to explore the darkest, most uncomfortable political truth of the grimdark universe. We are going to study a society completely, utterly devoid of deception, manipulation, and political backstabbing. Welcome to the philosophy of the Greenskin. Welcome to the most terrifyingly honest society in the galaxy. To truly understand the absolute purity of Ork politics, we must first look at the sickening hypocrisy of the Imperium of Man. Consider the High Lords of Terror, 12 individuals who rule 1,000,000 worlds and trillions of souls. They do not maintain their power through undeniable physical strength or moral superiority. They maintain it through a suffocating labyrinth of shadows and secrets. If an imperial planetary governor wants to eliminate a political rival, he does not challenge him openly. He does not face him. He hires an officio assassinorum sniper to shoot him through a window from 3 miles away. He bribes an administratum clerk to subtly cut off the food supply to his rival's hive city, starving millions of innocent people just to make a political point. Or worse, he accuses his rival of heresy, forging evidence, and lets the Inquisition burn an entire world to ash just to secure a promotion. It is a political system built entirely, flawlessly on deceit. The weak rule the strong through manipulation. A frail, cowardly, aging noble who has never held a sword can command 1 billion genetically engineered super soldiers simply because he holds a piece of paper signed by a dead man. The Imperium claims to value honor, yet its very foundation operates entirely on treachery. It was treachery and whispered lies that caused the Horus heresy, tearing the galaxy in half. The Orks look at this incredibly complex system of lies, and they find it utterly pathetic. Ork society is built on a single, unbreakable, completely undeniable physical law. Might makes right. The biggest, strongest, and most violent Ork is the war boss. There are absolutely no exceptions to this rule. To a civilized human observer, this looks like mindless, bloody anarchy. But philosophically, it is the most transparent, honest, and flawless form of governance ever conceived. Think about it. There are no rigged elections in an Ork camp. There are no hereditary monarchies where a weak, spoiled, incompetent child inherits an empire just because of their bloodline. There are no shadow governments secretly pulling the strings behind the scenes. If an Ork knob looks at his war boss and decides he wants to be in charge, he does not start a whisper campaign to ruin the war boss's reputation. He does not poison the war boss's squig meat. He does not hire a Gretchen to stab him in his sleep. He walks straight up to the war boss, in the middle of the camp, in front of the entire tribe, looks him directly in the eyes, and hits him in the face with a rusted axe. It is absolute, unfiltered truth. If the challenger wins, he is the new leader, and the tribe follows him immediately, without question, without resentment, and without forming secret opposition parties. If he loses, his skull is violently removed and mounted on an iron spike, and the political dispute is permanently, undeniably resolved. It is a system completely devoid of lies. This radical honesty extends far beyond leadership. It is the very foundation of the Ork economy. The Imperium uses thrones and credits, abstract, imaginary currencies, heavily manipulated by central banks, plagued by artificial inflation, and hoarded by the corrupt elite in massive vaults, while the working class starves in the gutters. Wealth in the Imperium is an illusion maintained by violence. The Orks use teeth, literally the teeth violently knocked out of another Ork's mouth. When an Ork needs to buy a new gun from a mech boy, or a faster vehicle from a speed freak, he pays with teeth. But here is the brilliant, brutal, uncorrupted genius of the Ork economy. Ork teeth are biological. They naturally degrade, rot, and crumble away into dust over time. You cannot hoard Ork teeth in a vault for 10 generations. Therefore, there is no inherited wealth in Ork society. There is no such thing as an Ork billionaire who sits in a comfortable tower while others do the fighting. If you want to be rich, you cannot rely on the accomplishments of your ancestors. You have to actively go out today, right now, and knock the teeth out of someone else's mouth with your own 2 hands. And because Orks constantly regrow their teeth, the economy is entirely self-sustaining. The market is regulated by literal physical effort. It is the purest form of a true meritocracy, stripped of all bureaucratic manipulation, leaving only the honest exchange of violence. Because of this absolute transparency, the Orks are the only society in the 41st millennium where the concept of treason simply does not exist. Treason requires a lie. Treason requires someone to smile at you while holding a dagger behind their back. In the Imperium, if a Space Marine chapter master rebels against the High Lords, it is a grand heresy that sparks a century-long civil war. Families are torn apart, populations are purged, and the trauma of the betrayal echoes for millennia. The Imperium never forgives, and it never forgets. In Ork society, rebellion is not treason. Rebellion is just the democratic process functioning as intended. When a massive brawl breaks out between 2 rival Ork clans over who gets the best loot, it is not a tragedy. They do not hate each other. They do not hold ideological grudges after the fight is over. The losers do not form underground resistance movements to plot revenge in the shadows. They simply accept the physical truth that they were weaker, and they go back to taking orders from the winner. An Ork will follow a strong leader to the very gates of the war with absolute unbreakable loyalty. But the very second that leader shows weakness, the loyalty evaporates. There is no blind faith. There is only the continuous, honest evaluation of reality. We look at the Orks and we call them monsters. We are disgusted by their savagery. We build massive walls to keep them out, terrified of their brutality. But perhaps what truly terrifies us is not their violence. Perhaps what terrifies us is their lack of pretense. The Imperium of Man commits apocalyptic atrocities on a daily basis. They lobotomize their own innocent citizens into mindless servitors. They burn entire planets of people to contain a single rumor. They feed 1,000 psychers a day to a dying god. But they do it while hiding behind grand, sweeping speeches about honor, the Emperor's grace, and the greater good. They lie to the galaxy to justify their cruelty, and more tragically, they lie to themselves. They pretend to be righteous angels while bathing in oceans of innocent blood. The Orks commit atrocities, and they simply say, "This is fun. I'm doing this because I am strong and you are weak." They do not try to morally justify their slaughter. They do not write complex propaganda to excuse their actions. They do not pretend to be saviors. They are the only creatures in the universe who are completely, comfortably aligned with their true, violent nature. Civilization, with all its laws, its etiquette, and its political correctness, is a fragile, exhausting performance. We spend our entire lives terrified of saying the wrong thing, of offending the wrong noble, or of being backstabbed by those we trust the most. We build empires of deceit, and we wonder why they crumble. The Orks, are completely free of this burden. They have realized that sometimes a rusted axe swinging towards your face is far more honest than a peace treaty signed in gold. As we look out into the burning galaxy of the 41st millennium, we are forced to ask ourselves a very uncomfortable question. Who is the greater monster? The savage beast who tells you exactly what it is going to do before it kills you? Or the civilized man who smiles warmly, shakes your hand and poisons your drink? In a universe built on beautiful lies, the ultimate horror is the ugly truth.